Hello lovely people, and welcome back to Plantiful Bee and the next in my series of Sew and Tell. Today we're breathing new life into a thrifted pair of jeans, stitched with love, shaped by friendship and sprinkled with a little Plantiful Bee magic. This project is a little love story between thrift and tailoring. My friend Charlotte found these jeans second-hand and they've got great bones, but they do need a little shaping to make them truly hers. I'll be shortening the hem and taking in the side seams to create a more flattering fit for her. It's a gentle transformation stitched with care and intention, so let's dive in. Here's a look at the jeans before any sewing begins. And I've pinned them to show how much we will need to take them up, and I've pinned where they need shaping, and I will sew a gentle curve to follow her silhouette. Charlotte popped the jeans on so that we could mark where we felt the side seam alteration should commence from. It just so happened to be from the bottom of the front pockets, as the waist was a perfect fit for her tiny frame. Once off, I turned the jeans inside out and placed pins all the way down the sides, ensuring symmetry before any stitching began. Charlotte popped them back on just to make sure they fitted just right. I'm confident sewing on the pin line. However, if you're more comfortable with a stitch line, you can use a heat erasable pen to draw a line that you can follow. The line will just disappear once pressed with a hot iron. I made sure I had the needle that was suitable for denim, as this is a much thicker fabric than I'm used to sewing with, and I set the sewing machine up to sew a straight stitch from the top of the jeans from just below the pockets, following the pins all the way down to the bottom. Always do a few back stitches at the start and at the end of your work to minimise the risk of the stitches coming undone in the future. Before we cut off any excess fabric, it's important that we ensure that the denim doesn't fray each time it's washed. If you're lucky enough to have a serger, that's a seam finisher machine, and this is where that will happen. If not, like me, we can use a zigzag stitch. You'll just need to adjust the tension on the machine, and on my machine that's to number 4, and then change the stitch type. You can see the original serge here in white at the edge, and we have enough space between the original side hem and the one that we've just made to do our zigzag stitch. I use a Brother LS14S sewing machine, which I actually bought off Amazon. It doesn't do anything particularly fancy, but it's sufficient for what I need right now. I will pop the link for it in the description box below if you're interested. Because I use invisible thread, it's difficult for me to show you the zigzag stitch on here, but if you check out this video here, where I altered a skirt, there's a clearer demonstration using a different coloured thread to the fabric. There is also enough gap between the zigzag stitch and the original side seam to use pinking shears if you want to. You could just use a zigzag stitch or just use pinking shears, but I used both in this case as denim is known to fray, and Charlotte does not want that to happen. Next, we're going to hem the jeans and keep the original hem, which I think will look really good, especially on a pair of jeans. Charlotte had tried the jeans on and we pinned them to a suitable length to suit her favourite trainers. Then I took the measurement, which indicates by how much we need to shorten the jeans by, and kept a note of this measurement. Turning the jeans the right way around again, I used that measurement, which was 7.5 centimetres, and I drew a chalk line on the front and the back of both legs of the jeans from the bottom of the hem. I then measured the original hem and added that measurement to the overall measurement, drawing a second chalk line, as you can see. Then I lined up the orange thread with the top chalk line and pinned the hem all the way around. This makes sure that we retain the original hem, so it actually looks like they haven't been shortened. The front panel of this sewing machine just slides off, which allows for easy sewing of a hem. Then I changed the presser foot to the zipper foot, which allows me to get really close to where I need to stitch, which is as close as possible to the original hem. And I changed my stitch to a straight stitch. Take your time when you get to the side seams, as there will be a lot of fabric here, so go really slowly to ensure that your needle doesn't break. Once both sides have been done, it's important that you press the seams flat, as this will ensure that it sits properly when they're being worn. How cute is this tiny ironing board that sits on top of my sewing table? Well, actually it's my dining table, but it fits perfectly. Most of my projects need pressing at some point, and I didn't want to keep getting out the large iron and ironing board, so these are just perfect. I've linked them below if you're interested. Once both the legs have been pressed, it's time to top stitch to ensure that the new hem will hang flat. And again, for some reason it didn't record properly. Hopefully you can see where I've sewn, but if you can't, then that means I've done a really good job. Now you can see the excess fabric here, that this will need to be cut away once we're finished. Next up is to use a zigzag stitch to reinforce this hem, like we did on the side seams, so it doesn't fray when it's washed. Again, ensure the tension is at number 4 and the zigzag stitch has been set. And this time we'll use a straight stitch presser foot to zigzag, ensuring that I'm as close to the new hem as it can be. Slowly work your way around both hems. Give them a quick press, and then you're ready to cut the excess off with your pinking shears. Just be careful that you don't chop the top of the zigzag stitch off, otherwise it will unravel. And here's the final fit. The hem sits just right for her, and the side seams hug her shape beautifully. It's amazing what a few stitches can do. From frayed beginnings to a tailored finish, this denim dream has truly come to life. Thanks for stitching along with me. I hope it's sparked ideas for your own refashioning adventures. I have more sewing stories on the way. Subscribe and stay tuned for the next chapter.